Thousands of years ago, money did not exist. There were no coins, no banknotes, no credit cards, and certainly no digital payments. So how did people trade? The answer was simple: barter. A farmer might exchange grain for animals. A fisherman could trade fish for tools. Another person might offer salt, clothing, or handmade pottery in return for food. For a small community, this system could work. But there was a serious problem. Imagine you have grain, but the person who has the tools you need does not want your grain. What do? This became known as the double coincidence of wants. People needed something that everyone would accept as valuable. And slowly, certain objects began to serve this purpose. Salt, livestock, shells, beads, and other valuable goods became forms of early money. Humanity had taken its first step toward the invention of money. As civilizations grew, trade became more complicated. People needed something smaller, easier to carry, and easier to measure. This is where metal became extremely important. Gold, silver, copper, and bronze were valuable, durable, and relatively easy to divide. But there was another problem. How could a trader know that a piece of metal was really worth what someone claimed? The solution was the coin. Around the 7th century BC, standardized metal coins appeared in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, in what is now modern Turkey. Coins carried official markings that helped guarantee their value. Soon, coins spread across the ancient world. Greek cities used silver coins. The Roman Empire developed an enormous monetary system. Kings and emperors realized something powerful. Money was not only useful for buying and selling, it could also help governments collect taxes, pay soldiers, build armies, and control vast territories. Money had become a tool of power, and its history was only beginning.
For centuries, coins dominated trade, but carrying large amounts of metal was heavy, dangerous, and inconvenient. Then something revolutionary appeared: paper money. China played a major role in the development of paper currency. During the Song dynasty, merchants and governments began using forms of paper money that were far easier to transport than heavy coins. The idea eventually spread beyond Asia. As international trade expanded, merchants needed safer ways to store and transfer wealth. This helped create more sophisticated banking systems. Banks allowed people to deposit money, borrow funds, transfer wealth, and keep financial records. Paper banknotes also became increasingly important. But money was changing again. It was no longer simply a physical object made from gold, silver, or copper. A piece of paper could represent value because people trusted the system behind it. That idea would eventually transform the entire global economy. Money was becoming less about the material itself and more about trust.